I missed it because I was coughing. I missed it because I was coughing, gang. You know it's gonna. You know we're in for a bad time. You know we're in for a bad time when I missed the. I missed turning the intro off because I was too busy coughing. It is 2:34. We're not even there yet. We're not even at the thing. The thing doesn't start until 3 a.m. So you've got to keep me awake for 25 minutes. That's how this works. Also, for the love of God, if you happen to be looking at the official Warhammer Twitch thing, don't look at the chat. Don't look at the chat. Don't do that. That way, only despair and sadness lie. It's so not worth it, gang. It's so not worth it. I made the mistake of just being like, what is the chat like right now? And obviously, it was terrible. Twitch chat should never be read. That's just the honest truth of it. Never read Twitch chat. This is why we do this. This is why we have our own private chat. Also, my hair is all over the shop. Look at that. I don't know what's going on with it. It's the middle of the night. I don't care. I just don't care. I don't care enough to sort it out, right? I'm not going to go and fix that. I don't care. It's the middle of the night. Oh, we went early. Went early to the thing. I was testing it. There you go. That's what we're going to be looking at. Specifically, right, we're going to be looking... Why has it disappeared? This is why we're doing this now. This is why we're doing this now, right? We're doing this now because before it worked and now it doesn't. So we're doing it now. There you go. That's what it's going to look like, all right? That's what it's going to be. We're going to go back to this now and also never saw nothing. Anyway, how are we doing? What time is it? Where are you? Where are you all? And what time is it? Also, this is your cheeky reminder that there is text-to-speech on the stream. Doreen will speak, but she'll only do it if you spend $2 or more because she is a Tory. That will keep me awake because she'll keep talking at me. Nuneaton, Britain. Oh wow, we've already got a few. See, this is the problem, innit? Those of us who are here in the UK, we've got a problem. 3:37 a.m. in Norway. Oh Jesus, what are we doing? What are we even doing here? Like, what's the? Why have we decided to do this? I don't know. No northern lights tonight. The sky is too busy being full of clouds and snow. See, at least you could get something, you know. You could be getting something there that the rest of us don't get to see. No, is this where we discover that Doreen's on strike? Is Doreen on strike? Surely she isn't on strike. Hang on, Greg. I'm investigating Doreen. I'm investigating her. That sounds... Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like saying that I'm investigating her. That's weird. Again, she can take a while sometimes. She lost her seat in the reshuffle.
Don't die. Who will feed Doreen?
There we go. She's there. She's there. She's just extremely late. Now, I'll be honest, I haven't seen the leaks, right? I've not seen the I've not seen the leaks, and to be honest, I'm not going to go hunting them out right now, because we're, what, 20 minutes away from the actual thing starting? Like, I'm not going and searching out, like, naff, kind of rubbish, low-res pictures probably at stupid angles when we're going to get the actual full stuff, like, in a few minutes. Thank you very much for that, Greg. I promise to forever look after Doreen. Also, I don't want to die. It's too early. Too early for that. I've got too much to do. I'm too busy. I don't have time to bleed. We've got a good range. We've got Midlands. I mean, there's a lot of people here from the UK. And I'll be honest, you've got to take a look at yourselves.
Florida,
take a look at yourselves.
9:38, nice overcast today with a light drizzle of rain. Low 70s all day. Absolutely love the hair and beard, by the way.
Thanks, Sunchip. The hair is all over the shop. I don't know what's going on with the hair. I'm fixing the hair over the weekend. The hair is being shorn. It's being taken away. Well, not really. I'm just cutting it because it's too long. And shaving the sides. It's less of a mohawk now and more of just like general hair everywhere, but some of it happens to be longer. Yeah, and also, yeah, you're right. Drizzle, like rain, drizzles of rain. That's just every single day. I don't know why I'm awake, but I'm committed now. That's the thing. That's the thing, Sam. You know, the commitment's been made, and why we've made the commitment, I don't know. But we have. We have. For better or for worse, we have. Sleep, I don't know. People say that sleep is for the weak. Sleep is also for the people with children, and I've got 2 of them, and they're going to be awake at 7 a.m. And I don't know how long this preview is, but given how much stuff there is it just going to be a 1 hour one, or is it going to be a 2 hour one? Because, you know, I might be weak and I might need sleep. Also, if ever there was a time to hit a member goal, this is the stream for it, because once again, we're up literally in the middle of the night. Wait, Synergy, you've got a Warhammer game at 11 a.m. What are you doing? Why? That's a terrible idea. Why would you stay up if you've got a game at 11? You're going to be absolutely wrecked. You're going to be destroyed. Although, speaking of that, I mean, it's not 11 a.m, but my parents are coming around tomorrow for lunch, and I'm cooking for them, and then me and my wife are going out for the rest of the day.
Are you gonna go play a game? I'm Liam's new studio.
You know what, Christian? I'm really hoping that I do. I'm pretty sure I will. I mean, we've kind of been talking about doing something for ages. And I've got, like, the armour companies up there and ready to go. It's all ready to go. Plus, I don't know. I think he's doing a bit of AOS stuff, isn't he? I'm sure he said he had, like, an AOS army, at least. I've got a couple of them now. Technically 3. Technically 4. Technically. Ugh.
You say every day, but it was almost a heat index of 100 Fahrenheit last Friday without a cloud in the sky.
Oh, what's 100 Fahrenheit? Hang on. 100 Fahrenheit Celsius. Oh, hell no. 37 point... Oh, no. In fact, basically 38 degrees. No. No. No, I'm not having that. No. Not allowed. 38. Gross. Absolutely gross. Synergy. I think we need to set you a bedtime. Actually, no, let's not do that, because then you won't be here to mod. So, I take that back. You know what, Linky Pup? I don't actually... This is going to sound like... I don't know what I want to see. I want to see Tomb Kings. I want that. I want to see Tomb Kings. I want to know what Tomb Kings kits we're getting back. That's for sure. Also, I noticed something the other day. I think it was on Reddit or something. Oh yeah, more Flesh Eater Courts, obviously. We got to see more. Yeah. I want to see it, but I also know we're going to see it. Tomb Kings, I just really want to see what we're going to get back. It better be almost everything. The Necromunda stuff. There's a piece of art of a Taurus Venator, like driving on the ash waste. If they were to bring back the Taurus Venator in plastic for Necromunda, that would be insane, and I would be all over it like a rash. It'll be time in 15 minutes. I'm keeping an eye on the Warhammer Twitch, don't worry. Oh, a bike captain? Yeah, bike captain would be solid. We're lacking a bike captain. Primaris bike captain. Hello, Alexin. I had to stop first time because I lost the ability to speak. I'm gonna be cheeky and have a quick look on YouTube and see who else is live at this stupid hour. Who else is streaming this? I'm assuming Valrak is. I'm not actually subbed to Valrak, but I'm assuming that Valrak is. Is Mikey? Mikey isn't. Oh, Mikey, what are you doing? Being sensible, not being an idiot. That's what Mikey's doing. And frankly, he's got the right idea. I'm going to have to clarify now, aren't I? I'm not subscribed to Valrak because I don't like him. That's not what that is. It's because for quite some time the channel's produced similar content, and it was just easier to not watch him because then I didn't question whether I should make videos or not because we were covering similar topics. So I just unsubbed and, in the nicest possible way, ignored him because he is a fast worker, and if something came up quite often, I would end up like not wanting to make a video because he'd already covered it. So yeah, nothing against the guy at all. I've spoken to him a few times. He's a decent lad, but gotta be you gotta look after yourself, right? You gotta be sensible about stuff. The voice fun and games is half honestly, it's half just woken up and half just like weird cough, chest infection thing. Whatever it is. I've not managed to get to the doctor yet, so I don't know. It's kind of half and half. I did get like 4 hours sleep before this. I went to bed at like 10 o'clock, set the alarm for 2:15, and actually got quite a good chunk of sleep before this started. Even being dumb, I'm still trying to be responsible with it. Yeah, but Synergy, you're younger than me. You're younger than me. I'm not staying up from morning until 3 a.m. Not even 3 a.m. because it like that's when it starts. It starts at 3. I'm not doing that. I'm just I haven't got that in me anymore. A little while ago, I caught up with a friend until like 1 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, Harry, and I'm 36, but you know, having kids has worn me down. It's worn me down. It's worn down my ability to stay up late. This is the thing as well. I think quite a few people think I'm older than I am, mostly because my hair is like almost fully white at the sides and the back. But that happened. That started happening when I was in my 20s. So I started going white at the sides when I was like 25, 26. And then my first daughter was born, and that just absolutely, like, my all of it just went. When my first daughter was born, when she was in hospital for 2 months, it literally basically dyed my hair. I went white from stress. So I've got like the distinguished sideburns, but only because I was emotionally ruined for for like 64 days. '57, 42, closer to 50 than 40. Okay, well I'm going to stop saying I'm old then. Just becomes insulting then. No, I just feel it instead of being it. I still maintain that I was born with the soul of like a 60-year-old. Don't like clubs. Don't like going out drinking. Didn't like doing any of that sort of thing when I was growing up. What I wanted was going to a quiet pub to sit in the corner and have a chat. The rest of it, absolutely not. Even when I was like a teenager, I was like, hell no. I don't want any of that. Oh yeah, when you breathe in too deeply and you can feel your lungs creak, that definitely makes you feel old. Also, I'm going to have to blow my nose. I'm going to hit the be right back, but I'm only going to be a second. There we go. Told you. Alright. Where's the quiz? They usually do a quiz. Where's the quiz? Do I need to refresh it? Where is it? Oh. Of course, it immediately came on. Right. We've got a starting soon. We have an actual thing. I'm going to turn this all the way down. I don't want to get done with the music at the start, so I just want to point out we're technically on. We're technically on. Look, we've got a pause down here. We've got video player options, but there's nothing happening. Oh, I need to put my headphones on. Oh, I'd forgotten about that. Oh well. Ugh. There we go. Hang on. Yeah. I don't know how loud anything's going to be. So what we're going to do is when they start talking, we will balance the audio then, because it's different every time. Their setup changes depending on where they are. So sometimes I need to turn it up. Sometimes I need to turn it down. Sometimes I need to like swing it to the left or whatever. I don't know what the correct lyrics are for various songs. If I could have a real life Doreen, that'd be grand. Except instead of reading messages out, she does everything that I don't want to do. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Look, we've got a quiz up. That's just lazy. That's lazy. That's a lazy question. That's a lazy question right there. I don't know that anyone is going to get that wrong if they have even a passing interest. Alternative 5, Batman. Someone phone that one in. The Skin Knight? Oh, that's giving me an idea. That's genuinely giving me an idea for a really cool conversion.
My dream would be to see Black Templar sword veterans, but for Dark Angels, a Primaris version of the old company veteran kit.
That actually sounds really cool, Jackstraw. Do we not? Is this a different version of the quiz where we don't get the answer? You just left wondering what it could possibly be. There we go. Right, okay. So Conrad is secretly a Necron flayed one. Now that would be a hell of a twist. That'd be a hell of a twist. Can you imagine? It's only just struck me that some of those names like Belial and Asmodai, aren't those like full on demon names? Or at least they're ones that appear in Diablo. Or am I thinking Asmodeus? 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 How do you even say that? New Samael would be... Okay, now I want that. You're just suggesting things to me that now I want.
I like a modular orc vehicle kit. Crippled giraffe.
Oh, you know what? Yeah. I just want more orc vehicles in general that aren't, like, super restrictive. Oh, I actually don't know the answer to this one. The Lex Imperialis, is it? Is this the curveball one? Is this the difficult one? No, the Pax Helmore. No, I was totally wrong. I've just realised both Jackstraw and Alex, I apologise. I didn't say thank you for the supers. Thank you very much. I was answering the questions and then I didn't get any further because my brain doesn't work at this hour. It's used to being unconscious. Yeah, all of them, right? No, Marathi was. Alariel, what? Yeah, no, she was, wasn't she? Yeah. Okay, yeah. I want Krieg and get Krieg, but I still want it. For Horus Heresy, do you think they're going to do full plastic, what are they called? I've forgotten the name of them. The Imperial Guard guys. Mortal Followers of Sigmar strike out Master. For what prime reason? I mean, it's to found new settlements, ain't it? Solar Auxilia, that's it. Thank you. I just could not remember the name. One of those ones where you know what it is, but you don't know what it is. Do you know what I mean? Probably don't know what I mean. Where it's like, I knew it was like a sun or star based thing, but I couldn't remember what it was called. Three? The ash wastes have got to be down to pollution, right? It's got to be pollution. Toxic runoff and pollution. It's like Cornwall is now. They're just, you know, slamming out sewage into the wastes. Why not both, David? Why not both? Staying up and up early. Oh, have you been to Blackpool recently? I was there a couple of years ago, and it was rough. It was rough. It was bad. It genuinely was like, I don't think I should be here. I think I should be somewhere else. Okay, there's like 300 people here. There's 70 likes. Come on, gang. I know it's late. I know it's late, but we've got to do better than that. We got to do better. Collectively. I mean, I'll like it. Even I will. Actually, I've already done it. I always like my own videos. It's free. It's a free boost. I don't know if it does anything. I'd imagine it probably doesn't if you like your own. Right, come on, lads. It's 3 AM. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Come on. I made the mistake of having a crunchy Nature Valley bar before I went live, and now I've got crumbs all over my throat. Yeah, it's actually late now. It's actually late, and frankly, I want a refund. I've never been to Luton. I can't speak to that. Oh, I've even used my free Prime sub for you, gang. I've subbed to Warhammer as if they need the money, but only because otherwise ads ruin it. They are like, it's all right. I just want to know what's happening. Do we open the chat? Should we open the chat? Oh, okay.
Championships of Warhammer. My name is Paul. I'm joined by Eddie.
Okay, you'll have to tell me if they're too quiet or if they're okay.
Very cool Warhammer stuff to show you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. I know that if you're in the UK watching this now or in Europe, it is very late. Well past your bedtime, but it is a Friday night. So thank you for joining us to see some very cool Warhammer. And if you're here in the United States or anywhere in the world, then you are very welcome as well.
Look, if you love Warhammer, you come to the right place. We have some amazing things to show you from a ton of game systems. Basically everything.
Well, not quite everything, but yeah, we've got, I think, 7 game systems worth of stuff to show you today. Obviously, Warhammer 40,000 and Warhammer Age of Sigmar, but we've also got some Horus Heresy, some Old World, some Underworld, some Necromunda.
I'm going to be hovering over the pause button. The mute button.
Kill team, of course.
Yeah, like I mentioned, we're here at the World Championships, where some folks that have attended this event for the narrative and the championships from all over the world have already got to see this.
If I don't mute it when they start playing music, they'll copyright claim the stream.
We've just run a preview for the people who are in attendance. This is the World Championships, so we've got 400 of the best Warhammer players in the world who've all won GT events around the world. Who've come together to kind of find the ultimate Warhammer champion and compete for their country as well. We've also got the Warhammer 40,000 Grand Narrative, which is a huge immersive narrative event. I think there's a good few hundred players in attendance for that. So we had a packed room full of excited Warhammer fans, and they all kind of enjoyed the stuff.
I might need the cliff notes afterwards.
And now we get to share it with the rest of you as well, which is really cool and very exciting.
Hundreds of Warhammer players.
Bit hard to hear me.
Here, I'll cover your sub to Warhammer Twitch lol.
Yeah, well, before we do, there's a few things we always do first. I know you're excited. I know you're excited, but we have to ask people where they're tuning in from. That's like the best bit, right? They've got to. People love kind of.
I've dropped them down just a little bit.
Let us know where you're tuning in from, guys. Let us know if you're doing any Warhammer in the chat. Just nice to get people kind of.
Hello, Macca. How you doing?
And if you've got any kind of predictions or anything you want to see, do please let us know what you're looking forward to seeing, which game system you're excited about.
And how well you did at the trivia.
And how well you did at the trivia. I got them all right, obviously.
Oh, well,
obviously. But I did write some of the quiz, so I had a slight advantage.
Good screams
that was so close. I played along as we were about to go live. That was awesome.
Yep. Okay, so obviously we don't want to be waiting around too long. We do want to get stuck in stuff. But I've seen so many people like flying.
I'm firing off some sort of chest infection.
I know it's late for some, early for some.
Well, that and it's 3 a.m. and why am I even up? But
morning coffee, watching us here.
Absolutely, yeah. It's going so fast I can barely see it. I was in New York, the UK, Rhode Island,
Can we build
Canada.
James Workshop for sleep? Is that how that works?
Fly by there. Fenris.
Except, you know, this was
thanks
done
for tuning in for Fenris. It's really hard to get good Wi-Fi in Fenris as well, so good job. Good job on doing that.
Earlier
within
today,
a few hundred meters of the
the only
fan,
reason I haven't got a hot drink now is because I don't want to wake my wife.
There's no other signal. There's no other signal anyway.
Falling around.
Anything.
There we go.
And the bedroom is above
All right,
the kitchen. That's literally it.
You probably should jump into
Warhammer 40,000 up first.
Let's start with some more 40K.
Let's do it.
Okay, all right, we're doing 40k first. Nope. Okay. We're on 720, that'll have to do. Do you see how quick that was? Okay, so... Yep. Oh, did you see the 3D print lines on his face? Those were rough. Poor Oregon deserves better than what I just saw. Oh dear. It's fine.
The live events you've seen Orkin in just about every Necron list out there right now, and now players are going to assume
Synergy. There might be more than just the one dude. You don't know.
Yeah, this is a new multi-part
they're showing the character.
plastic Orkin.
There may be
Diviner.
more.
It's a very cool new miniature on its way very soon. This is another step on the way to having fully plastic.
He does look pretty
Necron
decent.
Which is absolutely where you want it to be. This is a very
cube's
dynamic
cool,
miniature.
Cool.
It's the
head's cool.
Arch kind of chronomancer of the Necrons. He is able to predict the passage of time in the future using all sorts of arcane
For some reason,
science.
the
Not
way
any
the
warp shenanigans,
balls
nothing
on
so crass as that.
coming out of
for
the
the
spinal
Necrons, just a
column
complete
look
mastery of the physical realm.
Weird.
We know this guy from some of the games we've been streaming from the championship.
He looks like a succulent
in Necron armies,
growing out of his
as
back.
he kind of buffs nearby units, and also is no slouch in combat. But also a very interesting character in the lore as well. If you've
I don't
read
like
any of
the
the
nose
Library
hole.
novels recently,
The nose
Infinite
hole.
and the Divine is a fine
No.
read.
I actually don't like any noses on Necrons, if I'm honest.
Come about with the Necrons over the last several years as that development. It's just very captivating.
Just something about those balls just makes
very
me
cool
think
as well.
of
It's got kind of a little bit of
a nice succulent in the window, and I don't know why.
With that kind of cloak down the back and that kind of weird wavy spine. The chronomancers and the kind of technomancers of the Necrons do tend to kind
the
of
long tail
enhance
spine
themselves.
thing is quality though.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, there's a bit of kind of arcane mad scientist about this guy as well.
And you're not kidding about the popular choice, and so getting this sweet new
the poncho.
I don't
quite
think
like
I've
the
seen
poncho,
a Necron army
although
in the
it
last
does
few
read
months that
like a
hasn't had this
poncho.
guy in it. So obviously he'll be on his way with alongside the
I
new
like
Codex,
lots of
which we've already
individual
announced,
elements, but I don't know that I
alongside,
like the
some
model as a
other new
whole.
Necron miniatures
Weirdly,
which are on their way as well. So there's lots of new Necron characters
not-
coming,
not-
and a brand new Codex, which is
bad,
loads of cool new
but
ways to
I
use
don't
the
know.
Necron army. So it's
That's
a
a
good
weird
time
one.
to be part of the
I need
undying
time to
metallic
sit with
legions
that
right
one.
now.
I need other angles as well.
Speaking of which, we have a little bit more on the way for the Necrons, particularly for fans of narrative play in Warhammer 40,000. Let's have a look at the next video.
Okay. Quick mute of that again. Right, well, this is a cinematic bit of stuff from Pariah Nexus, isn't it? So is there any actual... Oh, so it's a new book. And a box to go with it? What do we reckon? A box? A book and a box? Because we did see a bunch of Sisters of Battle there.
Your own campaign, love the story-driven stuff. Speaking of things like the narrative happening here as well, but look at this already amazing new stuff to add into your game system. Yeah, so this is the next narrative expansion for Warhammer 40,000. This is
a book.
The Pariah Nexus. Obviously, we were just coming out of a great Warhammer Plus show, which featured the Pariah Nexus, and this is a campaign system set within that space. So we know that the Necrons are up to all sorts of weird arcane science shenanigans, trying to kind of explore the concept of soul and seeing if the humans are kind of an exploitable resource almost to kind of harvest. In the same time, the Adeptus Mechanicus is very interested in some of the tech and things that the Necrons have been unearthing.
So a bunch of bits from
arms race of two metallic armies into each other. The ancient Necrons and the
there were bits from Pariah Nexus. There were also bits from
sort of,
like the Warhammer 40k
arms race into the Pariah Nexus.
The 9th or 10th edition
tying into
cinematic.
all of the stories that we know have been happening,
and then
right
the
back to the
book
start
in the
of,
picture,
almost 9th edition
Necrons
of
versus
4000,
Admech,
and into that kind of recent animation. So if you enjoyed the kind of mega narrative of the Necrons, or you enjoyed
why
the
cut
story
a trailer
of,
for two
Pariah Nexus on
for two armies,
Plus, this is absolutely the way to kind of capture
and then
that essence
for the rest of the promotion, just do something that is only half related.
Absolutely. Right, so that's on its way. So really exciting news.
I don't understand the use of like
narrative play for Warhammer 40,000. We've obviously been talking an awful lot this tournament and about
just using stock
play,
video for no reason
whole
filler. Yeah,
amazing other ways of playing Warhammer 40,000 narrative. Of
that's
course,
exactly what it felt like. It shouldn't feel like that. It should feel like a cohesive,
not just way to play, but also moving the story on of that particular part of the galaxy, which has had a pretty exciting last few years. The Pariah Nexus.
Love the painting.
Like how difficult would it have been of just getting the Sisters Army and the Necron Army on the same board for that picture?
All the art comes alive on those models.
Yeah, and this is a Crusade expansion as well, so it kind of works for all Imperial armies and all armies.
Not
really, so anybody can
was the
take part
Necron edition.
And use some of the rules from that.
That was when they got their big push.
Why
are you suddenly getting this now?
Or a Necron force, and you want to kind of explore that bit of the galaxy.
Weird.
There are so many cool places around the Warhammer 40,000 universe, and those Crusade books are basically going to jump between.
So technically that's still going on, but
continue the narrative and the story
to launch
in that location.
Well, then again, they want to capitalise on Pariah Nexus, so
into the Pariah Nexus, which is pretty exciting.
That's awesome. We're just getting started.
Yeah. Right. Let's have a look at another new miniature that's on its way for Warhammer 40,000.
I'm getting good at this. I'm getting good at it. Oh, bit of sisters going on. Was that? Oh no! Oh, I really thought for a second. Really thought that was sisters for a second, and it is Asmodai.
Amazing! How many weapons does that guy have?
He certainly comes very well armed. This is Asmodai, the original interrogator chaplain of the Dark Angels, one of the most recognizable characters in Warhammer 40,000, and getting a brand new plastic miniature. This is the Master of Repentance, one of the most recognizable chaplains in Warhammer 40,000. I don't know about you, chaplains for me kind of encapsulate some of the absolute gothic horror of Warhammer 40,000, and particularly of the Dark Angels, the kind of brooding,
the Iron Halo is solid,
imposing
the hood
figure
down,
of
the hood down version is
of
inferior, hood up version is better.
This is captured all magnificently on this model. Look at this.
The smoke is
the robes, the cloaks, the skulls, the implements of destruction.
Smoke's a bit much, although it looks like you can.
Yeah, I mean, there's some really cool things to call out on this model, because we've got some nice angles of the front and back of it there.
Okay.
So you've got a hooded head option if you want, which is the kind of classic Asmodai that you guys have recognized from the current miniature, but also the classic miniature and some of the classic artwork we've seen. But we've never seen what's underneath that hood before, and now we can find out. It turns out it's a skull helmet. Who'd have known, right? So it's a chaplain. You've got some very, very imposing weaponry there, an enormous great Calibanite greatsword, Crozius Arcanum, of course, with the kind of winged angel.
Synergy. He's got his chaplain stick.
Pistol. He's also got
his Crozius right there.
In case he manages to
get
hold of a fallen or even one of the enemies that might know their
location.
And
yes, that is one Necron. That's what you get. One Necron.
You can either have kind of drifting smoke and essence, or if you
the smoke is a bit much.
Or if you maybe don't fancy painting lots of smoke effects because it's it's not your jam. You can absolutely just have a plain backpack and not have that essence.
I love the options, especially.
I kind of like the smoke, but I think there's too much.
I mean, the other, obviously, whichever one you pick, the other one is going to be available for you to use. This is the kind of classic one, I suppose. The other thing to call out there, if you're a Fallen Angels fan,
the structure of it is really odd as well.
Fallen Angel on the base there. This is just pretty cool.
There's one for you.
There's one. Here you go.
The manacles hanging off the belt
kind of looks like
buckle, which is also a skull, is
with I think a sword through his head, so he's maybe not having the best day, but still nice to see them represented.
This just screams Dark Angels. This is the art jumping off.
Oh, it's so goth. I love the ludicrously oversized sword. Absolutely ridiculous. Like Space Marines have very over-the-top weaponry, but even by Space Marine standards, that sword is a statement piece.
Nothing is too big for 40.
I think I would like the smoke more if they hadn't made it black at the base.
Over the top. But speaking of enormous great
weapons, if it's smoke from incense,
we have another unit
black,
to show you today for the Dark Angels, which is
discoloration
the Deathwing Knights. This is a new Terminator unit.
Deathwing Knights
the specialized elite of the Dark Angels inner circle.
Which also surely means we're getting assault Terminators, right?
Amazing. Look at that. Just brutish, just intimidating, coming across the battlefield. Who does not love the impending march of Terminators?
I mean, Terminators are innately cool, right? This has been a great year for Terminator fans. We've had a brand new unit in the Leviathan box set.
There's quite a lot of detail, there's quite a lot of decoration, but they're not like massively over the top.
Adding some options. You've had new Terminator chaplains, new Terminator librarians, new Terminator captains.
I feel like the rivets on the legs, that's a new addition, right?
Terminators of the chapters come forth, and the first amongst them
Terminators
is, of course,
don't have those.
The Terminator Masters of Warhammer 40,000, the Deathwing, which are perhaps even amongst the Space Marines, the most renowned Terminators in the galaxy.
We've got some comments in the chat. Said
all swords,
it's a mighty need that's happening.
All
and there's also some
Where's
questions
the
we might
options?
be able to answer here in a second.
There's some options in this kit which is worth calling out. So Deathwing Knights at the moment obviously have their maces. There is a build in this kit with enormous, great Caliber Knight swords, and for me as well, like obviously. The Dark Angels are synonymous with swords. The actual symbol of the chapter itself is that broken sword representing all sorts of stuff in the kind of mythology of the Dark Angels. Even the symbol of the Dark Angels and the Deathwing themselves hint at the secrets within the chapter, the broken sword, representing.
Do they have the big maces?
The lion, but also the breaking of the Legion and the kind of fight against treachery sort of thing.
Do they have the big maces?
On the seals themselves. So swords and Caliber Knight swords particularly hark back to the very origins of the Legion and the kind of the Knights of Caliban sort of thing.
I am genuine over getting one electron. There are still at least 44 Necron balls stuck in resin, and they give us only one.
Maces, and you
can Noctis destroyers are still in their old 3rd edition models.
Wielding Deathwing Knight unit.
Thanks for being up at 3 AM. Appreciate you, Curios.
So if you've still got some of those old Terminators,
thank you, unusual giant.
Yeah,
the one Necron is kind of disappointing. I was really hoping for the destroyers to be replaced at least, because Christ, those are old.
Different helmets, I'm seeing different weapon options, I'm seeing
actually the hoods I'm not a fan of. The maces I like.
Stuff we can call out is that
you
absolutely have enough stuff in this kit to build them all with swords. You have enough in this kit to build them all with maces if you want to. You also have enough in this kit to build them all with helmeted heads, or you can build them all with hooded heads. So you've got loads of different options, and you can either lean fully into one of those and go,
that's doing it for me. That's doing
some
it
of them
for me.
with helmets and some of them
Quality.
with hoods, or you can buy 2 units and mix it up. So you can get a few of these and build them a few different ways, which is cool because one of the kind of archetype ways, I suppose, of building a Dark Angels army is to really lean into one of the themes of the wings, basically. So I go all bikes or all Terminators or all Tacticus.
That's solid.
And if you go all Terminators, which is it's a very cool way of doing it.
I was worried for a second that they weren't going to be shipping with mauls, which would be ridiculous because it's such a
Terminators are absolutely back
Deathwing
this edition.
Certainly
there was a little bit
really
for
the
last edition of Warhammer 40,000.
Yeah, that's really
the
cool.
shine came
I
out from a little
really
bit.
like
Lots of other things that have been cool that have come out recently, but Terminators kind of very much strode back into
surprisingly utilitarian
miniature
compared to the old ones, because the old ones were
but also into the kind of the meta play of Warhammer 40,000.
and
definitely have their niche. In armies,
and like half like
he's a cool watcher. Look at him. I think
things like they were super ornate. Some of them.
It looks like his robes are just a little bit big for him. It looks a little bit big, like he's got Dad's hoodie on, sort of thing.
That's awesome.
It's just a stick with a powered weight on the end to
cool miniature. On the
way
beat
people to death. I actually like the simplicity of that
which is really cool.
a lot.
Right,
I think
so
because it contrasts so well with the roads and
we might have a little bit more
iconography.
stuff that you can use in 40k
Really
later on.
like those.
But let's have a look at the roadmap for codexes. So we know Adeptus Mechanicus and Necrons are on their way.
Flail is a bit of a shame.
So if you're fans of those armies, then
I mean, the flail is
you're in for
ridiculous. Don't get me wrong.
Then we know that we've got Dark Angels on the way. No surprise there. A Codex supplement to add on to Codex Space Marines and Orcs.
I am honestly surprised
and Tau Empire and Codex Chaos Space Marines all coming in spring 24. It's an absolutely bumper crop of
I can hear the wall starting to build right now.
Yeah, I mean, it always comes. It's never too far away.
I really thought that would be.
But we can announce today that the next 2 codexes following those releases in summer 2024 will be Gene Stealer Cult and Adeptus Sororitas. 2 very cool, very interesting armies. And I think one thing that's worth calling out on that spread of codexes, that's a really broad spread in terms of there's a little bit of chaos in there, there's lots of Xenarchs, there's lots of Imperial. Really nice mix of factions coming into Warhammer
That's a lot
40,000.
coming. That's coming sooner than we think, too.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, it's going to add a lot of infusion into the game.
And all of that is coming within the next kind of 6 to 7 months. So there's absolute smorgasbord of codexes on the way.
My favorite army redacted.
Anyway.
Who knows?
Who knows
what's coming?
It's wheeled over in the corner to blow a nose.
That's
terrible.
awesome. Like, players get excited because we've seen all the breadth of flag that
Jack, I don't think it's going to be either of them.
Are injecting into what's
Emperor's
happening.
Children won't be until like
indexes,
launch of 11th or something probably. And 10th, beginning of 11th.
I think I'm right in saying that most of those come with at least some new models, and some of those codexes come with a lot of new models. So there's some cool stuff on the way.
Wow, cannot wait. I'm hyped.
I know you are, but you do live in a permanent state of hype, though.
Pretty much. Well, look, if it's Warhammer, I'm excited.
Yeah, cool. All right, so that's Warhammer 40,000. We'll do a little bit more.
I just want to do a Deathwing army now.
Later on in
so that's worked on me.
To another
that's worked on me.
I
want Deathwing and I want them immediately.
On their way for one of our other games.
Slow on that one. Ooh, is it the Summer King? Oh, look at the new ghouls. Oh shit. Oh, I shouldn't. Oh, I'm gonna get demonetized now. No, whatever. Oh yeah, there he is. There's the aberrant ghoul warden. Oh, this is a hell of a range. What the hell? What is this range Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, what? What the hell, gang? What?
Straight in their finery.
A beautiful army of knights and nobles and mighty warriors added into the mortal realms. Probably the most noble, most renowned, and the most handsome, I think, of all the
so excited.
Gleaming armor.
I'm genuinely
let's have a look
excited.
At some of these models. That this is a phenomenal release for the Summer King and his warriors. This is the Crypt Guard, the noble defenders of the castles and keeps of the King's realm. This is one of your elite units, basically, for the courts, and they are armed with the best weapons available.
Gleaming weaponry.
Armed with the best weapons. I just love the lore of the Flesh Eater courts. I love them.
Some of the fine heraldry on the flag.
Absolutely love them.
Some really lovely details there.
I think I know them.
So good.
Yeah, I think so. This unit comes with some weapon options, so you can either have them with swords, or you can kit them out with halberds, giving you some options in terms of how you want to kit them out.
Those look great.
And how you want to
so good.
Protect your King's realm, basically.
Amazing.
This is one of the units that the courts have really been waiting for, which is a heavy cavalry unit. So mighty knights on the back of fine and noble steeds. These guys can crash into enemy formations and break them in the name of honor and nobility.
Bringing hope and light to all their townsfolk.
Yep, I
mean,
the forces of evil will surely fall as these guys
crash into their
army
projects for 2024 are Flesh Eaters for AOS and Thousand Suns. I'm eating good soon.
Yep.
100% which doctor. Flesh Eaters.
Really nice
oh
to see
my god, this is such a good update.
Here. A really nice kind of palette, maybe to test out some bold heraldic color schemes on your models.
The brightness.
Just, like broken, but
this guy is a courtier of the court, and he is a mighty warrior. He's able to take on somehow with superhuman feats of strength, almost smash through enemy formations as if he was some kind of great and strong, powerful beast.
But
as you can see,
larger than life by his deeds alone.
As you can see, a gleaming champion of humanity.
That looks
that can,
really,
stand proud
really
in the mortal realm. Some beautiful shots of the back.
That looks nasty in a good way.
Of his war gear.
The bones sticking out the elbows. They're going through it so quickly.
The cardinal there, allowing you to add some priests and like some extra little kind of priest abilities.
He's got like a bishop's mitre.
Army.
He's got a bishop's mitre. He's got like a
of the of his courts and of his king.
Oh, what's it
called?
called?
The good word of
a crook.
Of the courts to all the peoples of the realm.
Draped in finery, inspiring presence.
And the royal decapitator.
Okay, executioner
so
again, solid. That axe is
a
fantastic design.
He's
that is a great design. Look at that.
Justice as fair and righteous, but often, unfortunately, some of the justices need to the justice needs to be dispensed is decapitation.
Gang, I'm so happy. This guy, I'm so happy. This looks so good. They've done such a good job with these.
The sharpest and steadiest blows, obviously showing mercy and grace.
It is really
actually finally.
And all of this will be coming in a some of this
like the Flesh Eater Court's background
which is available.
Shown it through the models. Who'd have thought?
On the Battle Tome, but also the first time you get able to get your hands on lots of these new plastic kits. This is the contents of that army set. So loads of really cool stuff
good.
on the way.
That's a good box.
I mean, seriously,
I like everything in that box. That might.
Yeah, really beautiful detailed things.
That might be a box
This is the special edition Battle Tome there.
Yeah, we really need to see the big boy. We need to see the man in charge.
A lot of these on the battlefield.
We need to see the man in charge. Oh,
but this guy, the king himself, ushering the Mortarch of Delusion, Nagash's most noble and most fastidious champion, a hero of the world that was, still lives from the noble line of Strigoi, which obviously traces its lineage all the way back to the ancient realm of Lamia.
Look at the way the cloth is draped down the steps.
Beyond the borders of the old world.
This is absolutely spectacular. The detail, almost overwhelming. Look at that.
It's such a good model. It's just I think one of the best
All
models.
the fur looks fantastic.
In Age of Sigmar, which is saying
mane
something,
of hair
there's some absolutely stunning stuff
coming
in there.
down the back is really nicely done.
This model is very big, so there's been some comparison shots. You
almost
kind
like
of get a sense of how big it is by
parody of a crown of horns grown out of his head.
Some of the accoutrements.
Even the pose is like supposed to be regal. The way he's holding the mace like a scepter.
But we'll have some pictures of this on the Warhammer community website soon as well, next to some of the other miniatures in the range, so you can kind of see how this kind of stacks up against some of the other things. But a very impressive, very imposing miniature, and of course an important part of the narrative of Warhammer Age of Sigmar. The cool thing about the king himself is that we've heard an awful lot about the Summer King, about ushering the Mortarch of Delusion of Nagash for an awful long time. But even in the world that was in Warhammer
borderline desperately
it was never a model. There's never been a model for this guy, right? So this is the first time we've managed to see him in all of his glory, all of his regal glory.
It's going to be hard to resist the call of this army. I mean, this has all the detail, the finery, the amazingness, the nobility, the charm.
Incredible.
Yeah. So there we go. So a very exciting release for Warhammer Age of Sigmar. But let's have a look at another game system and see what's on the way.
He's just got the same stature as the rest of them, Kyle. Like super hunched over and like twisted. I was so like taken aback by the guy. I was so taken aback by the guy. I didn't think to mute. No. They set a trap. They set a trap for me, and I fell into it. I was too distracted by the pretty model. Dirty little. What do you reckon? What do you reckon? Will that like 2 or 3 seconds be enough to get copyright claimed?
Released.
Yeah, so this is a Cruel Boys faction for Warhammer Underworlds. We have seen Cruel Boys before, but this is a very different take on the kind of Cruel Boy archetype. This is a warband, Dagog.
The Stab Lads is a great name.
These are led by Dagog, which is the guy with the big spear there. His kind of thing is that he is the Fink Stealer, which means that he's out to try and get hold of enemy leaders, take their heads, and using various magics of Mork, take the cunning inside their heads so he can become the most cunning kill boss.
The rest of them?
He's actually
I think he just needs the heads. So
he's actually the Thought Police.
But there's some fun stuff going on in this warband. Each one of them is kind of an interesting kind of archetype within the Cruel Boys. So you've got the kind of sneaky one on the far right there with the knife.
That's pretty funny.
You've got the one that's like a little bit of a
loving the big horn.
bruiser with his big two-handed chain. He's kind of like the monster breaker sort of thing. You've got the horn. One fun thing about the hornblower is that the horn of Kragnos. So when he sounds that, the other Uruks can kind of hear the rumble of their god wherever they are.
I'll be honest.
And then you've got Dagog himself, who's the leader. So it's a really fun, very
they're not like jumping out at me particularly, you know.
And it's a little look at some of the stats. These guys are solid. This is a good, well-rounded warband. They can fight pretty well. They are Uruks, so lots of health points. They hit pretty hard in combat, but they also have a few tricks to help them out. So they don't fight fair. They have schemes, which basically
to be fair,
that,
it's
they
rough
are things
being
that you
the
know
next
is on the way.
after
You know that you're trying to achieve, and will change the way the battle
after
works.
the Summer King.
Like,
how are you gonna follow up that model with
the
anything?
Game to play out, knowing full well
especially
what the future is going to hold,
warband.
but your opponent is none the wiser.
That's a little unique.
Yeah, it's. I think one of the nice things about Underworlds
There's nothing wrong
is
with
that every warband really does have a unique
they
playstyle.
They are
even though there's another
models,
Cruel Boys warband in Underworlds, they have a very different feel from these guys.
And everything you need is right in that box.
Yeah, it all comes as one set. So as long as you've got one of the core sets for Warhammer Underworlds, well, either the starter set or the current core season, these guys can kind of play straight into it out of the box. So all they're on the way as well. Come with a full Rivals deck and all the cards and things.
The Stab Lads is
if you're a fan of the Cruel Boys,
bit in naming.
This is a really nice way to kind of get a new warband for Warhammer
Underworlds is actually one of the components here. The World Championships going to crown the first champion country here for this event. It's one of the events people can.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those systems that's on the up at the moment. Lots of excitement about the current season of Warhammer Underworlds.
I mean, I've just finished.
We're enjoying it an awful lot. So yeah, we're gonna excited to see what that warband and lots of future
silly helmets,
on the way,
admittedly, but I have finished
changes the meta up. Nice. Right, let's have a look at another game system.
Oh God, I'm falling behind. I'm losing it. I got good at it, and then I got thrown off. Oh, finally, plastic assault marines for Horus Heresy. Jesus Christ, this is taking long enough. I was going to say, are they technically assault marines in Horus Heresy, or are they named something different? I don't know. That lightning claw looks janky AF, but I really like it. It'll be plastic. It'll be plastic.
That folks have been saying we need infantry. We need infantry.
I think Despoilers
it's been
have got
a long time coming, but we've
right?
finally got new plastic assault marines. Are very much here for Warhammer, the Horus Heresy. They are in beaky armor, which I think for me feels like the most appropriate armor for assault marines because they look like pointed, right? They look like they can go fast.
They do.
They look a bit like a plane. Absolutely,
you know,
right?
That's
what you want if you've got a jump
No, the shape of the helmet makes no
multi-part
difference to whether they can go fast or not.
You've got everything you need in this box set to make that unit.
It's still the shape of a bloke. A really heavy, bulky, not aerodynamic bloke. The shape of the helmet, no, I'm not having that.
Yeah, so some legions kind of favour certain things, right? So
I do like that lightning claw.
The shield is particularly cool if you've got something like a kind of siege-esque sort of force. So your Imperial Fists, your Iron Warriors.
This also means that there's no breaches yet.
Ultramarines, where they have that kind of shield war kind of aesthetic going for them. If you want a more well-rounded, kind of brutal look to it, more offense,
that's
less
also
defense,
true.
Something like Sons of Horus or Blood Angels, something like that. You probably want just more damage, right? So you're going to go for your chainsaw bolt pistol combo.
And the Imperial Fist over there, look at that. It captures so much of the story of Imperial Fist right there. I love that paint job.
I mean, yeah, a little bit of Black Templar in there as well. Kind of obviously during the time of the Horus Heresy,
but then they
the Templars were a part of the Imperial Fist before they kind of broke off on their own.
I just noticed though, they got an extra. The previous.
This is a really flexible kit as well. So you've got
did it have like an extra plate over the chest armor?
They're more detailed than some of the Horus Heresy jump packs.
Is then attached via cables to the jump pack.
Very flexible with some of the Warhammer 40,000 and the Horus Heresy things. So if you've got something like
if you fly, you need to look like a bird
Space
as
War
well.
Force, and you want to get some Sky Claws in there or something like that, that'd be a fine choice. Or if you wanted a more classic look to your assault squad for something like Iron Warriors in Warhammer 40,000.
I'm trying to think of other claws.
Like it's like the technology is not quite there, not quite as sleek yet. They've strapped them in there and said, just here's these rockets and go.
There is something like completely brutal about the way that jump packs work with Space Marines, because the Space Marine itself is like a ton, right? They're like a ton of armor and like
that's relatively new as well.
They just put a rocket on
I nearly yawned there.
and
If I yawn, it's
into
game
the battle.
over.
They are a brutal, unsubtle unit, but very useful in Warhammer the Horus Heresy, because it's rare that you're kind of able to move around the battlefield quite as fast as these guys. And in the Horus Heresy, you can have a lot of jump troops in your army, right? You can have swarms of them.
Warhammer
40,000 maybe be unusual to see more than maybe 10 or 20. In the Horus Heresy,
looks fine.
50 is not an uncommon sight in an army. So
Assault Marines
you
are
do
cool.
want plenty of them. And the good news is they come in nice big boxes of 10, so you can get quickly to
jump out with shield is cool.
I really do love all the options. Being a kit basher myself, be able to mix and match bits and create the squads that looks best.
Yeah, we'll have some pictures of these up on the community website soon as well. But the thing to know as well is there's options in there for the commanders of that squad. So power fists and lightning claws and plasma pistols and all the stuff you'd want to have on your leading.
I'll take all the pictures of them.
Be excited about these.
Yeah. Right. Let's take a look at another game system.
Right, there we go. Got rid of that. Oh, look at that! It's the Taurus Venator. I don't want to say I called it at the start, but I called it. Oh, and they are bites, BTs, whatever. They get it. All right. Hey, as long as it's back, I don't care.
folks may recognize that profile a little bit.
So many, so many Imperial Guard players just got really happy.
Necromunda. This is the enforcers of Necromunda. They need a way to zip around the ashways. Unfortunately, not all the crime in Necromunda happens inside the city, and occasionally
Andy, I'm muting the music on the video because otherwise the stream gets copyright claimed.
Who might be either undermining law or more likely undermining the nobility of the hives. So you need to make sure that there's none of that.
I'm so happy I called that correctly.
Are able to get access to this.
Well, kind of. I said it would be nice if we saw it. I didn't necessarily say we were going to get it.
Used by things like the Elysian drop troops, but this is a common chassis template design that's seen across the Imperium in lots of different places. The Palatine Enforcers make good use of it.
And it did before, it's just had a bit of a...
I suppose more durable and advanced than some of the things that they're coming up against in the Ashways. They are well equipped, so much like the Palatine Enforcers themselves, which tend to have better armor, better weapons, but far fewer models than some of the gangs they go up against.
Axles on the back, that's kind of cool.
Is a very solid pick for your transportation across the Ashways.
I love the different weapon options here. Those look so cool, and the wheels too.
It looks like you could probably
it looks very fun. It looks very durable, right?
So you've got
lots of wheels, and it looks like you could very happily race across the dunes. You've got lots of little details, so the heads on the riders that are
just for conversion purposes, you know.
You've got different weapon options. You've got lots of stowage and kind of storage and spare fuel and stuff like that. So you can really lean into that slightly grubby.
It is a little bit crushing that it's finally a plastic Taurus Venator, and it's not for Imperial Guard, but you know,
the production line somewhere in the Hive.
It's got to be plastic, right?
Ground level, that kind of
that's the art that I saw. That was where I was like,
they bringing that back? What it's like to be inside a city or something like that, and just how those conditions unfold, and also in the Ash Waste.
Yeah, I mean, Necromunda to some extent is like a microcosm of the whole Warhammer 40,000 universe, right? Which is like this planet
cool.
which has just been completely ruined by the industry of humanity, and now you've just got like fighting over the scraps of what's left. And even though this is technically
it looks close enough to the old one, it's not going to be as horrifically expensive, and you know they're going to keep making it, which is what they haven't been doing.
Every single gang is trying to do something horrible.
So.
There are the cannibals in the basement and hunters in the skies and all sorts of horrible things. So the world of Necromunda
Cannibals in the Basement was my band name in high school.
But a very fun place to set a skirmish game. So
that's not true.
There you go. Enjoy.
I've also seen a couple of war bosses wringing their hands. Maybe
I mean,
they have some designs on that.
I think every vehicle is to some extent an orc vehicle. So I'm quite sure we'll see a few of those make their way into orc wars. I also think that would Gene steal a cult up very well. So if you're looking for like an alternate Ridge Runner or something like that, I think that would just zoom into that slot quite happily. And it's much like the Orcs, there's something to be said for having a little bit of a hodgepodge look to your Gene Stealer cult force as well. So I think I'm eyeing that up for my Gene Stealers. I think I might swoop in there as well.
Cannibals in the Basement describes my marriage
in Necromunda as well.
Very true. There we go.
There we go. Right, cool. Very cool indeed. All right,
no,
I'm
not engaging with that.
Old World next. Oh, Kill Team. We've got Kill Team. I was getting excited. Sorry, guys. I forgot the order there. We do have a little bit more Warhammer 40,000 in the shape of the next Kill Team. So let's take a look at what's on
the what's going on. Oh, I wasn't as quick that time. Oh, Chaos Space Marines Kill Team. All right. Okay, what have we got? Ooh. There's some meaty swords going on there. Oh, just full-on Night Lords. Nice. Just full-on Night Lords. Okay. That's pretty cool.
I kind of always want to know who gets the honor of being stuck on the banners.
Well, it's a good question. It's a good question. So this is, as the chat has quite rightly noticed and been crying the war cry, a brand new plastic warband for Kill Team.
Oh,
the
art Lords. Is amazing.
So this is based on the Chaos Space Marine kit, but with a huge amount of new options and customizability added in. This is Nemesis Claw. So this is 10 box of Chaos Space Marines with a huge amount of extra Night Lording components. And you can have a look there at some of the incredible details.
Chain glaive on the
linger on this image for a little bit,
screen
right by the look of things. And then we'll have a look at some of the ones up close. So you can see you've got the chain glaives in there. You've got some chainsaws. You've got lightning claws. You've got all the kind of bat-headed
got some like skin trophies on shoulders.
Show more flesh eaters, you cowards.
The bat heads are a little bit more.
I mean, to be fair,
streamlined and
I feel like
restrained.
Night Lords are the flesh eater cores of Warhammer 40k.
A little bit more practical, but no less terrifying.
Well, they hide in the shadows. They've got to duck behind some cover.
There you go. Yeah,
a lot has evolved over the last 10,000 years.
Yeah, that
absolutely.
But
I mean,
cool.
a phenomenal looking kill team. Very cool. Let's have a look at some of the models in a little bit more detail. So
this is amazing.
Yeah, that's.
I gotta say that there's some elements here.
Yeah, there's some lovely detail. So on the left there, you have a Night Lord with a loyalist Astarte stuck to a banner.
That is dedication,
and
carrying your defeated enemy around
what kind of
on a
fell
stick.
rituals have gone on there. But fundamentally, what he's saying there is, it doesn't matter if you're humanity's finest. I'm still going to hunt you down, gut you, and stick you on a banner for my own amusement and for the amusement of my dark pantheon. In the middle there, you've got the stealth specialist with obviously a venomed blade and a scoped bolt pistol and that kind of terrifying skull mask. So leaning into that kind of stealth
the skull
specialist.
mask with the hood.
One of the nice things about Kill Team is that even though these
really
are all legionaries to some extent, you have very clear specialisms within that, including things like on the right there, the lightning claw wielding.
This is nice. This is good.
Lord. And those lightning claws very reminiscent of the Night Haunter from the Age of the Horus Heresy.
Same look, same feel, same
really
vibe.
good.
You can definitely see that gene imprint working his way
down.
I mean, all legions have a very interesting and fraught relationship with their gene father, and they're no exception. But it doesn't mean that they don't like the lightning claws.
Look at that cloak!
And there's a close up on some more of the models.
I mean,
These
the sword
are
is hilariously
really
silly,
cool.
but
So I think the chainsaw there is phenomenally
I love it.
Cool.
But they have
one of the most
like a third of the blade.
I think I've ever seen. And of course, the leader of your warband has a flayed cloak made of the skins of his enemies, just in case anyone going up against him thought it would be a good idea.
That
really cool.
Looks absolutely awesome.
Excellent stitch work there from
the plasma pistol looks great.
Yeah,
so extra.
So a very
Space
cool
Marines
warband.
Are artist.
Yeah, obviously, Space Marines in Kill Team of all flavors are very powerful and potent.
Great.
They come with all the things that you'd want them to be able to do.
No, you know what, Sunchip, you're absolutely right.
We'll see utility in Warhammer 40,000 as well.
I can see people in all armies are already playing right now. How can I get as many of these in my forces as I can?
What are you doing?
I mean, I don't know if you might be able to cut back to the full unit shot, but one of the things that you will notice
those are rookie numbers. You've got to put those numbers up.
In there so that every single
you've got to like the stream.
Have the Night Lord Legion symbol on the shoulder if they're not a kind of specialist, which is pretty cool. So lends itself very
I mean, overall,
well
that's a really good looking.
But also,
the helmets all look great.
The way that Warhammer 40,000 armies now work is
there's a good amount of choice.
If you have an army that's not Night Lords,
the kind of Night Lord specific
quite happily kind of put these guys into it now.
Trophies.
Say, actually, you know what? I'm just going to have one of my Legion units is just going to be a cool looking Night Lords unit, and that's fine.
Obviously, I don't think you would have to put like those skin shoulder pads on the dude with the chain glaive. You could probably spread them out a bit if you want.
Night Lords have a very fanatical fan base, as do many of the Traitor Legions, and they'll be very pleased to see them.
Turn the video down a little bit.
They have indeed.
Like to look at some comments in the chat. It's like, well, I guess I got to learn how to paint lightning now.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you can probably get away with not painting the lightning on them, but you're going to give it a go, right? It's a good
experience. Yeah, Bricky is probably...
And, you know, it's certainly a lot easier to paint lightning onto 5 or 10 models for a kill team than it is to embark on a full 100 model
an extreme moment.
Lightning. So, you know, have a dabble, have a go of a kill team, see if you like it, and if you do, you can always
It'll be a separate box, Brian.
Those look awesome.
As a kill team, it'll come in a separate box.
We know a lot of you have tuned in to see some old world content, and we can now quite happily show you what I think is going to be the most impressive and spectacular miniature that's going to be releasing alongside the launch of the old world. So let's take a look.
Just the one?
Something very cool indeed.
Just the one miniature. Oh, hello. Oh, that's a dragon. That is a Tomb King dragon alligator. What? Hey? What the hell is it? What? It's an alligator dragon. A dragon again. Oh my god. What on earth? Okay. Full on like bone dragon with... sure. That's mental. Wow. That's good. That is going to be plastic. There's no way they're going to do that in a... They're not doing that in resin, are they? Hopefully we'll get confirmation.
That's going to be a big square base.
That is indeed a very big, impressive new multi-part plastic Necrolith Bone Dragon available for the Tomb Kings. We can confirm that the Tomb Kings will be an army released and supported alongside Bretonnians as one of the
We already knew that. We knew that they were going to be released and supported alongside Bretonnia. We knew that already. They said that like right at the start, didn't they?
This is a phenomenal plastic kit. Very different sort of bone dragon than the zombie dragons we've seen in the world, ridden by vampires. Almost like a crocodilian sort of head to it, and far less meat on its bones, perhaps, than some of the
full skeleton, no meat.
We've seen in the past.
Crocodile head,
a very
with
impressive
like
model. The Tomb King obviously riding high at the top of that to give him a commanding view of the battlefield. If you have a Tomb King army, if you're familiar with Warhammer Fantasy, you'll know that you absolutely want to have a Tomb King in your army. He is the kind of linchpin general unit of your army, and you want to keep it nice
quite like it.
And what safer place could there be than perched atop the back of an enormous undead construct? This is a multi-part plastic kit.
Hands up.
As well as being able to build him as a Tomb King. Options is always great. You can also build him as a high priest.
Kind of a bit AOS.
This some beautiful little features in this.
Bit of Age of Sigmar-esque.
So you look, you can see that kind of vulture being spawned out
to
of
me,
sand. Kind of.
I'm not a fantasy expert. I'm not a fantasy expert.
He's kind of created and constructed out.
Don't get angry. I'm just asking a question.
Lovely little details on there of like the death mask at the bottom.
Aesthetically,
that's probably what he looked like in life before old
very
age,
AOS.
the ravages and the gaseous curse has wizened him away.
To
Lots
me,
of lovely
at least.
little kind of scarab details.
Although then again, you know what? Let's be fair.
At the,
Tomb Kings have also got the Necrosphinx.
Occurred within the land of Khemri itself.
It's like looks like someone's getting two. That's also been a comment.
I mean, yeah, you get two. I mean, it's phenomenal.
I mean, AOS is like the next form of what Warhammer Fantasy was, and so on and so forth. But you know.
And the other thing that's really nice about this,
I suppose Tomb Kings have always been a little bit more.
If you go for the high priest,
like outlandish in a way.
Tomb King, which you can use as like a Tomb King or a Tomb Prince on foot to lead your kind of infantry. So whichever one you decide to build, you also get another foot character. And in Warhammer, the old world,
they've had things like
Fantasy,
weird kind of cavalry and snake riders and
the mix, right?
the Necrosphinx,
especially in
an
undead.
So yeah, maybe they've always been a bit more fancy than the rest, I guess. Or at least you know, like
this is a spectacular miniature. I think even if you've got no interest in the old world,
a bit more
loads of you do, and you're very excited about it. But even if you
out
just
there in terms of their design,
should we say, looks like a painter's dream.
It does. I love the contrast of colors that are represented on the model here, and all the different textures that still make its way onto this otherwise just bone.
I do like it. I like it a lot.
Yeah,
it's cool.
Loads. I think the thing that's nice about this is I think you'll paint up fairly quickly, right? You could get contrast paints and dry brushes and stuff would get your kind of most of it, the bone structure done
feels more
quickly,
like a big beast compared to construct.
Yeah. I was worried Old World was going to be a small box setting and then quickly forgotten, but this level of detail on a new kit gives me hope.
I don't actually know if we have a picture of the cat, but I
there's
think we will try and get that up on the Warhammer community website for you very soon. It does come with a
that chariot on the top. The chariot looks really nice.
Which is included in the kit as well. I don't know if the cat actually has a profile. I think it might just be an aesthetic.
The vultures forming out of sand is hardcore as well.
So you're in good company wanting that picture as well.
Yeah, but such a cool model. There's loads of bits in this as well. So if you build it as the Tomb King and you kind of keep the
I mean the Sandstalkers, the Necrosphinx, what's the other one?
Stuff like that. So it's a really
there was another one that was like
this is on its way with
a
bunch of other new
good.
Tomb King things launching very early in 2024 alongside lots of the Bretonnian.
That was arranged that
so
they had some fairly new stuff going on,
fans and for fans
and then it was taken
So
away.
amazing. And look at the profile.
Before, like while it was still in its prime.
Be a showpiece for the army.
It's huge. It stands so much taller. I mean, you can look at that and you can kind of get the sense of it. He's quite a big infantry model in his own right, but he's standing, you know.
I do like the tail as well. The tail is really cool.
A human infantry model, so a very big, imposing model. You can imagine this thing just smashing through regiments.
People are very excited about the old world, and seeing stuff like this has got me excited even more.
It's going to be very cool.
Right. Yeah, he's got to have hardcore
I am afraid, guys, that is the
around,
last of our previews. We've seen loads of cool stuff. We've seen Warhammer 40,000, some Age of Sigmar stuff, a new Mortark returning.
Necromunda, Kill Team.
Yeah, we've seen.
So we still don't know what Tomb King stuff is coming back.
Cool things on the way. The Night Lord seemed very popular.
I was kind of hoping we'd find that out at least, but
I really think that the Mortark coming back. I mean, that model looks. I mean, it's hard to gather the scope, but that thing looks massive.
It is
really thinking
bigger
they would show off what.
Almost the size of the kind of Demon Primarchs. It's kind of that kind of scale. So it is. It's cool for a bunch of reasons. Like if you've been following the lore of Warhammer for a long time, you'll know that that character Usher and
still no new assault terminators. That's true. I was expecting that alongside the Deathwing.
The fall of the various vampire dynasties and
would have made sense.
Kind of Strigoi in the old world,
which is why they didn't do it.
And then obviously the rise of the Flesh Eater courts in the Mortal Realms.
There'll be another preview in like
spans almost the whole
couple of months, and
they'll
show off
right
the
from like
Tomb King side of things,
all
probably.
the way through to the current timeline of Age of Sigmar. This is very cool.
I'm going over the edge. I'm diving in, starting that army.
It's really cool, and then the other miniatures in that range are great. I think Flesh Eater Courts are one of those armies.
Are they going to do a little cheeky?
An incredible narrative and backstory,
a little cheeky thing at the end, little cheeky tease, or
very early Warhammer lore, and now we're seeing a miniatures range that really captures that essence.
What do you reckon? A cheeky tease?
It's a really cool time for Age of Sigmar. Warhammer 40,000. You saw that Codex roadmap. Just an incredibly cool few months ahead for Warhammer 40,000. If you like Dark Angels in particular, you've got a good time ahead.
Well, this has been a true pleasure hanging out with you, hanging out with the chat, watching these amazing previews.
We had no tease last time.
Talking about Warhammer all day.
I could do it. Let's do it again tomorrow.
We're going to do it again tomorrow. Exactly. If you tune in now, you actually come back and watch on Twitch all the World Champion games that we can cover between Warhammer 40,000 and Age of Sigmar. So the previews will be up shortly on the Warhammer community site if they aren't already.
Right. Some of them already are.
Check out the videos. You can see, maybe zoom in on that thing you were asking about.
We're not quitting yet.
The cat's going to be there, I'm pretty sure.
It will be. Eddie, it's been a pleasure. In chat, it's been awesome. We'll see y'all next time, everybody.
Goodbye.
All right, no cheeky tease. Okay, I think the cheeky tease is a thing of the past, gang. I think they've stopped doing a cheeky tease now. I think when they end it, they end it. When they end it, that's it. It's gone. No cheeky tease for us. Which I'm kind of sad about. Kind of sad that we don't get a cheeky tease. Rip cheeky tease. Okay. Just before we go, right? Because I've got to take another look at this guy, and then I am going because I do not feel good. I probably shouldn't have done this. I've been like muting myself to cough all goddamn night. It's the middle of the night. Just like that. I just wanted to take one more look at this guy. There'll be more Dark Angel stuff showing up. I'm sure. So there. I mean, okay. So, how do we pronounce it? Do you think Usharan? I was talking all over them when they said it. Looking at it again, the Usharan, yeah, okay, we'll go with that. Bufferan, yeah, we're going to go for that one actually. Yeah. So the way he's standing, with how his legs are, his back is just arched all the way up and over. So he's got the same kind of pose and body layout as the rest of the Flesh Eater courts, just really hunched and like broken. The cloak does look really good. I also like the detail of him, he's standing on it. It's not just draping down over the steps, he's actively standing on it. The folds and the way it's kind of hung down is like it's really, really cool. It's like he's kind of ascended the steps slightly and then turned and looked around. I really like that. There's so many different mixtures of like texture on this model as well. You've got armor, you've got chainmail, skin, bone, jewelry on the wrist, cloth, fur. Like, there's so much going on. And the base, like, I really like the fact the base is relatively plain. Like, it's not like... There's no, like, throne or anything that I can see. It's built up, yeah, but it's not like... It's not fancy. It's scenic, but it's not fancy. I really, really like this. Also, like, the like, kind of chain of office he's got, where there's a Stormcast helmet that's forming part of it. That's great. That's really good. Little details like the rings on his fingers and stuff. Oh, man. Oh. I love it. I love it. This is such a good model. Big old goblet attached to his belt there. Actually, from that side, you can sort of get like a clear idea as to how hunched over and broken he is. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. Oh, the back of the cloak as well. Even things like the fur cloak, where it's like from the front, there's obviously a bunch of heads and like skulls like attached to it, but then from the back you can see that the actual like pelt that makes the cloak is rotting away. Oh man, that's great. That's great. That's got to be the top thing for me. That's got to be a top thing for me. I think that's my favourite thing they've shown off this time, by quite some distance as well. I like every part of that. There's no part of that I don't like. That is solid. I think, for like, that might be my like plastic model of the year so far. I mean, we've still got a little bit of time left. But that's like rocketed right to the top. Oh, that was bad. That I think that might be my cue to stop. Oh, awful. Well, what we're gonna do? I'm pretty busy over the weekend, but on Monday we'll do a roundup video covering the most exciting stuff that we've that we've seen, and this guy is obviously going to be there. Thank you very much for joining me. I was planning to go for a bit longer and to go through some of the other stuff, but I've got to be sensible because otherwise I'm not going to be able to breathe. So, thank you very much, everyone. Oh, thank you very much, Michael R, for joining the club as an acolyte. Yeah, thank you all for joining me for this late night adventure, looking at all the nice models. And I will see you all on Monday, and have a lovely weekend.